The Pomodoro Technique was created by Francesco Cirillo in the 1990s. It is a very simple way of segmenting the available time in units, just like the Hugh Grant character in the movie. In this case, we are still taking 30 minutes units, but we use 25 to work and 5 to relax. For when you reach the count of 4 Pomodoros, you take a long break of 20 minutes. Because of my particular way of doing things, I alternate the 25-5 segment with a more extended 50-10, depending on the kind of task I have to resolve. For each 2 of these, I take the same 20-minute break. I prefer the 50-10 when I need to create copyright or design. The idea is that you try both, and from there you're free to make any combination that you like. Why? Why the Pomodoro Technique? Okay, the most important thing is this is an exercise that creates a habit. Habits take between 45 and 60 days to endure. It allows the brain to concentrate and relax in a predetermined way. Just like in any exercise that you make in the gym, you stress the muscle first and then take a few minutes for it to recover. This is pretty important, and you can expect this change in 45 to 60 days. The method to apply is pretty simple. You choose a task, you set the timer for 25 minutes, you work on that task without stopping, and when time is up, you stop and you take the timed break that belongs to that particular segment. Obviously, when you completed the 4th Pomodoro, you are allowed to take a long break of 20 minutes. If you work with people, it's common that you get an interruption here or there. If this is the case, first ask if you can come back to them later. If you cannot come back to them later, then accept the interruption, stop the clock, and start over when you solve the issue. The most important thing is you don't interrupt and come back to the same Pomodoro. You start over. The best tools that I encountered to enforce the habit are these. First, my favorite, the Pomodoro analog timer. I love this because it is outside the computer. This means that I don't depend to have a computer near. I tend to avoid using the cell phone to do this because the battery consumption. The software tools that I selected are 3. The first is the multi-timer that works only on PC. And this is the one. The multi-timer has a few things that makes it my preferred tool. First of all, it is free, and 2, it has a lot of different timers to define at once. This allows me not only to run 2 timers, one for the Pomodoro and another to remind me to take the chicken out of the oven, for example. As you can see, I have a lot, like 10 different timers set up, and you can find here, this is the 25 minutes timer, this is the 5 minutes timer, and you can see that I have a lot of different timers to enforce different segments of time. If I decide to do a 50-10 Pomodoro, an extended Pomodoro, I will use the 25 minutes timer because I found that it's better for me to go the first 25 minutes, check if I have the will to continue with another 25 minutes. So usually when this reaches 0, which is pretty soon, I will start a new Pomodoro. And I want you to check this out. When this goes off, the sound of the multi-timer is unique. You will recognize another person using this technique because of the sound of the multi-timer. So if you need a cross-platform alternative, I recommend Focus Booster and the Pomodoro, which both run over Adobe Air. So they are compatible with a lot of other platforms. Let's check the sound of the multi-timer. There you go, boys. That's the sound of the multi-timer, the sound of the Pomodoro Technique.